implementation. Once your proposal is approved, then it is important to go for implementation. But where implementation, it is also important that how you are going for monitoring. So that's why this is a called project phase. So all the other activities what we did, identification, planning, proposal writing, these are pre-project phase, as I discussed in the first day. Then when your proposal is approved, then it's coming as a project phase. This is the basically duration of the project or the lifespan of the project or anything. So this is very crucial, and that's why the implementation and monitoring when the project is running, these two theme or these two uh, phase of project go simultaneously, and that's why we have requested Dr. Selim Reza. Selim Reza, though basically from India, but now last more than 6 years he is in Ethiopia, working with world one of the biggest organization called INBAR, that is International Bamboo and Rotten Organization. After UN, this is the biggest organization, and he is working as a regional program manager in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and has a vast experience. He itself is as the implementer in various fields of his lot of projects he has implemented, design, and also monitoring. And mainly his area of specialization for a few years, he made in the area of bamboo, bamboo and cane, but basically on mainly on bamboo. And he is very famous, globally famous in this area of bamboo in different way, starting from nursery to each and every method related to bamboo, and not only as a case of implementation and monitoring, but he has made number of publications and handbook for the practitioners who are interested in bamboo. And we are happy that he is also one of the core members for Global Forum for Sustainable Rural Development. Because of his initiative, last year we started one course in Ethiopia on this is one of the certificate course, the vocational course on bamboo resource technology, which is unique in nature. Uganda National Forest Academy. So with this background, with this note, I'm requesting Dr. Selim Reza to talk on the issues on project implementation and monitoring. Over to Selim, and I will request all the participants, please first listen the presentation, and after that, whatever question you have, he will handle, and we will go with that. Over to Selim. Dr. Selim, please.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thank you for our participant and our friends. Good afternoon, good evening. I think might be also good morning. Before starting this this particular topic, project implementation and monitoring, I am sure there are a lot of people are here. They know more than me because they are also involved in the project directly, indirectly. They are implementing. Secondly, this is every day we are also learning. There are a lot of things we read in the book, in our classroom, but when we go to the field in current application and implementation, there's something is changed. So project implementation, it is just like our life. In our life, suppose we have a child, then adult, then older age, then we gone. It is our life is also a project. So we in our life we also design something, then practical life when we'll go for our real life, it may not happen or sometime happen, but we try, we can make another thing. So here you will find basically what actually I try to learn from our implementation, what kind of problem face on the ground during implementation, and also so that I will share. So that can be a kind of my experience sharing with you, because I hope and believe there are a lot of learned people are here. So I will not go for the more critical things, and that is all. I also not aware about much on that. So already Professor explained before beginning of this subject. The project implementation start when project grounded. So you can see this is the project, but we have to develop a project. So basically, we also a lot of our who are sitting here joined this program. You know that we call the PIN, Project Identification Note. Initially, we developed. After that, the PIN we submit to the donor or any other agency, those who are interested. So that PIN convert to a CN, concept note. That concept note we give a brief background of the project. Then after that, this concept note approved, because you can see there are a lot of donor agency, lateral, bilateral, multilateral, World Bank. There are different times. If you develop a project, you can see. But some of the cases, if you go to government, typical government project, they don't have ask all these things. They have a simple template. They ask, they fill, and project approved. But for donor agent perspective, like IFAD, like European Union, they generally request for a project concept note. Initially, they announce, then they submit. Generally, we do regularly. Then if our concept, there will be maybe 100 concept note submitted, then they 4-5 they select. After 4-5, maybe again they review, then they 2-3 agency they allocate the project, final project proposal, or design the project. Then when the project design approved, submitted, then approved, and then they start the kickoff. We call the kickoff by starting of the project. So that particular term we call the implementation. Sorry. From the form of operational planning, implementation, generally the very beginning when they start the implementation, project generally do 2-3 things. One, they develop the baseline survey, generally we do. Then after that, we make the operational plan, financial plan, HR plan, some manuals, generally project developed. When they develop, then start the activities. But before that, when we design the project, we'll see you later on. We call the project or goal objective, then project indicators, then call the project log frame. Project log frame, that is how the activities is defined different times in the different duration of the project, so that we have to work as per the log frame. So that will be the very guideline for the project managers and project team. So we can achieve the input output of the projects, activities based. So outcome, it will come when we will have to prepare focus on based on the log frame. Basically, log frame we call the heart of the project. Any project, there is a heart, like a human being, we have a heart. Similar way, we call the project log frame is the heart of the project. So as per the log frame, the activities, budget, everything will be designed, will be allocated by the project manager and his team in consultation with the donor or funding agency for implementation. So this time it is the crucial time and analysis the relevant information that we have to get in the project during implementation related to the partners who are involved in the project, maybe line departments, line ministries, CBOs, NGOs. There is a lot of partners are involved in the project. Basically, the donor, multilateral or European Union, this kind of project, even ADB, World Bank, they need a lot of partners like CBOs, NGOs, also the universities, research institutes. They need a lot of partners to involve in the project on different activities. This is the stage 2. Then I coming to the monitoring and evaluation part. It takes that need to be carried out throughout the lifetime of the project or lifetime or life cycle, whatever you say. So that will be the continuous monitoring that will be done. There should be every project they hired a monitoring and evaluation officer. They generally time to time do the evaluation monitoring of the project, different data, because every month, sometime the quarterly, sometime half yearly, sometime annually. It is the requirement of the donors. So they need the information of the project, so that how the project is going on. So that monitoring is very much crucial, and from beginning to end of the project. Then after that, in the project, they also do the evaluation. They are sometimes do the midterm evaluation and also the end evaluation. Most of the time, the project follow. If the project is 6 years, so in between 3 years, they do the midterm evaluation. In midterm evaluation, the evaluator gives some comments, so that in beginning of the project, whatever indicators or target they set, so they may not achieve due to there are a lot of issues come when they go to the implementation. Maybe some social cause, political cause, natural calamities, lot of issues are there. Like COVID time situation came, so then the donor may reduce the target indicators, sometime readjust with others based on the evaluator comments. Generally, it happened, suppose last year we had one project, Dutch, I know we call the Dutch Ministry funded project in Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda. But like this project, just example I am giving. So this project is started just when COVID started. When COVID started, this project hampered and faced lot of problem. So when the COVID, everything is normalized in 2022, basically 21, it is also problem. So we had a meeting and then we readjusted number of trainings, number of activities. Generally happened, and the donor also flexible based on the recommendation of the evaluator. Generally, this evaluation that take place by the outsider of the project, even outside of the
Your
research.
slides are not moving.
No, I'm coming. So so this is the basically the initial thing. Generally, we have to know as a project implementer or project monitoring or evaluation officer. Now, this is the basically thing: planning, implementation, and monitoring step. How we follow initiation, that is starting, planning and design. Then it comes execution, that is implementation, monitoring and controlling. It is going on closely as per the design of the project. And finally, we go to the closing of the project. Closing means that end of the project or off of the project. So this is the basically the skeleton and structure. In that way, the project basically run in any kind of project. Is it small, big, or whatever medium size scale project. So what is the purpose of the implementation? You know why the project developed. Project developed so that we have to implement the cost effectiveness in public investment funded projects. So you can see different donor agency, different government, they have they have the line department programs. You see that is the very big infrastructure. So the cost is very high. So then that is reason they go for a investment for the project based. The project based that is also short term Also the implementing agency hire and outsource the public, that is also reduce the cost, and also that is the time bound, so the result will come. And secondly, that give also clear learning, so that learning can replicate, scale out or scale up. We can give examples in 1996, 1997, there was a larger project started in India, in Uttar Pradesh, on Sajol project, they call it rural water, drinking water and sanitation programs. So this program ended in 2002 or 2003, mid of 2002. Then after that, the learning and best practices, the government of India take up and replicated as a flagship program, Sajal Dhara. Now you can see Sajal Dhara every country that is there, and also the water and sanitation programs. So that was the first larger project. So that is the how to do and how to the learning can be replicated in the larger way. The enhanced capacity of the target beneficiaries group and local institution. Generally, the projects give the opportunity to the beneficiary. Basically, most of the this kind of development projects are community based, participatory approach. So they involve the local community in the program, so that the capacity generally build up of the local communities in terms of management of the project. When the project phase out, the community manage with their own resources, and sometimes it is also learning from the farmers. Example, there is some project we started in Kenya, in Tanzania. This is the farmers field school. So farmers field school, this is a small project started, is one of the remote districts in Tanzania. But this, the learning is scale out in nearby other country like Kenya and Madagascar. So how the farmers is managing the bamboo forest in homestead farming system, as well as the nursery development. So, and selling the planting material to the other purpose. So this is one of the capacity building of the local group and local institution like the NGOs and CBOs. Generally in project implementation, invite the local partners like a community-based organization, NGOs, non-governmental organization. Nowadays, self-help group is also there, joint liability group are there, and also the FPO, farmers field, farmers producers organization. They are also the local institution. So they are focusing on this institution for implementation as a partner of the projects. So they are also learning and they are building their ownership in the project at the time of the planning and implementation. And also when the project phase out, because this is with the whatever asset will be created will be within the community. So in this respect, these kind of things are going on. So that is also one of the purpose, how to build the local institution and local communities. And also we can say the beneficiaries or the partners. Active community participation and partnership, that also will be built up when this kind of a monitoring system will be there in the project. So that is the objective of the project implementation. And using local knowledge in the product design, that is also one of the purpose, because nowadays people are focusing on the localized, because now the climate change issues are here. So how the local people, community and community group will handle when this kind of situation will come. So the local knowledge will be encased in the project. Confidence on the project acceptability. Yes, this project is the local people. Equal distribution of the resources. That resource also can be the project resource, can be distributed to the last man of the village. So that can be also be done. Promote local resource mobilization. Sometimes how to involve the local community in the project in terms of the cash and the labor. Like sometime I can remember in our Sajol that project, we always encourage 10% contribution from the community in terms of the labor and also the cash. So this is the local resource mobilized, and also sometimes people donate the land if you want to construct a building. or a small processing center. Like one photo you can see here, it is in Tripura. The place is known as the Gandachara, where the construct a small place, where working place where the people can collect their local NTFP, non-timber forest products, and they can store it, and after that they can send to the processing center, to the other line of business unit. So this is also the kind of promote the local resources and facilitate in project sustainability. So when we are involving to the local people and community, so they are building their ownership. When their ownership is there, so there is the sustainability more clear way. So these are the basic purpose of the project implementation, and that can be kept in the mind when the project will implemented. Now, there is a 3 stage of the project implementation. We call this is the building stage, grounding stage, and closing stage. Building stage, that is the what I will discuss, that you have to the location of the project partner you have to identify, then create some demonstration, confidence building work, awareness building. Like you can see, this is the photograph. This is the 2020. It is in India. This is also another in down. We worked in the people with the Africa, so that we plan with the building stage. Grounding stage, like this is the photo, and one of the things that we involve, and I working with the people how to manage the bamboo. It is in a Madagascar, the remote of the area, where it was in 2018, so that people can build the confidence. So this is the building stage. At that stage, you have to identify your partners, contracts, subcontracting, all these things. Then you will start the grounding. Grounding means just you start your work when your all team members are ready, and gradually end you have to come to the closing of the project. That is called the final evaluation and closing. So these are the 3 stages generally we follow, and other agencies also follow in different way for the project implementation stage. Now the building stage, what generally we do, that is our personal experience I am sharing with you, so that you can follow at when you will be in your practical life. And somebody who are implementing as a project manager, if you think there is a good thing, you can replicate in your projects. Those are bad things, you can eliminate. Prepare project organizational structure, how to do the project manager, then finance, then HR, then monitoring evaluation officer, field, like this you have to design. Then allocate the task, who will do what, that is the job of the project manager. To this, estimate budget, different activities. Sometimes people generally prepare quarterly budget. Yearly fund came, then we divide into the quarter, in 4 quarters. Then schedule activities, work break schedule, generally we do, so that in the monthly wise, weekly wise, that is the work break schedule. Then partner and collaborators, we start their contracting, subcontracting from different activities and implementation. And what will be the monitoring stage? There sometimes we develop the monitoring team. Maybe also there is we call the project steering committee. Sometimes we call project monitoring team. So if the project with the government department, always the World Bank, other departments, generally they involved to the line ministry to steer the project and the monitoring system. And follow up and mechanism that also they follow. This is the call in the building stage. When the grounding, managing the team project, so project manager will the team already develop. Generally grounding building stage, they hiring, all these things will be done. Following the project procedure and rules that I told, that is maybe some guidelines, financial guideline, human resource guidelines, they call the manual, sometimes called the guidelines, because when the procurement will be done, what will be the existing process and rules. Suppose in Inbar, there is a process, there is a more than 5,000 US dollar. If you procure something, you have to give the 5% international bidding. Similar also World Bank also like similar different they already given the approval like same. Then follow up the procedure. This is the rules you have to develop in the project, and that is the follow and distributing the project resources. That means your money can be flow where to your ground, like different. Maybe if you have a project management unit, or you have the different field staff, field monitoring, field implementation office. Different channel is there. So in that way, you have to distribute your resource means is the fund, the finance. Measuring the planned activity, that will become of the regular stage. What are the planning is going, maybe sometime happen different situation, maybe natural calamity, maybe political situation, anything can come up when your project will go. So that you have to accordingly have to measure project deliverables, tested, accepted and approved. Then that can be also be done during the grounding stage. Sometimes you have to do some model demonstration, so that can be tested, so people will be accepted it, and then again we can approve and replicate. Closing stage, basically we call the formally transfer all the deliverables what we have done. Sometimes if it is the government project, so there will be a lot of knowledge product we can produce in the projects. So that these knowledge products, it is the we can share with different channel. Nowadays there is a social media. In social media we can transfer. So during the project implementation period, we have to generally produce some success story, some learnings, some technical report, some working papers, case studies. These kind of documents always we project team and project management team during implementation they produce. That is called the knowledge products. This knowledge product we can share for the learning from the different corner around the globe, so they can replicate as per their local context. So this is the knowledge product we can produce, and we can whatever we produce, we have to deliver and we have to transfer to the different CBOs and line department and ministry. Then we have to also confirm the project completion. Yeah, this project is finished. Review all contracts and documents. When the closing will come, we have to see whether any contract or we contracted with the other partners or some support agencies, whether any deliverable remaining or not, or any payment is pending or not, whether they submitted the audit report or not. These are the things review all contract and documents. Release resources, then if it is there, you have to release it, and we'll have to clear it. Then we generally call the conduct a post-mortem. Post-mortem we call because when some dead body is there, how we do the post-mortem, why, how, what. So we call this term post-mortem. There may generally sometime happen, something not happen or overpaid, sometime happen in the project. You have given the contract in the $1,000. Now when you are going to closing the project, it is coming cost increase, or sometimes they didn't stop, sometimes they did wrong reporting, we may not catch. So all these things we have to do as a post-mortem. Then archive documentation, different agency and donor, they always keep it. Nowadays the cloud thing is also there, the Google, so that they are keeping. So in archive, this document will be kept so that it will be the public document. Whatever the project learned, even including your midterm review, project, main project documents, all whatever knowledge product we produce, photographs, because nowadays people are looking for the on the visual, what basically doing, because seeing is believing, because sometimes the donor may not visit due to some reasons, so that your visibility or visible documents like the national newspapers, then also your knowledge product, photos, case studies, these kind of documents they believe and trust. Yeah, it is really it is happened on the ground. Nowadays, YouTube channel, most of the donor project implementing partners and project implementer or project manager, even particular project, they all generally open the WhatsApp group and WhatsApp group as well as the YouTube channel for the particular project. So what good thing, good stories is there, they already uploaded. So that is also give the confidence and also the reliability of the project implementation. So the donor satisfied now their money is spending properly. Then generally we call the celebration and sharing. When the project is going to close, we have to celebrate. We have to share our knowledge with our partners and with our donors. Generally, every people will come. And the policymaker, researchers, so what basically we learn from these projects. So they call the experience sharing workshop or project closing workshop. So these are the basically the fundamentals at the closing stage. Now, generally, there is a definitely when you go for a project implementation, the project managers or the project implementation team, they generally face some constraints. Some constraints are mandatory constraint, some the optional constraint, some external constraint. We can say three types. So this constraint like this, something generally automatically come. Like last week on sometimes the cyclone came, like some constraint. Like we are seeing some the video like in on Saturday, yesterday, there is some cyclone in Chennai. So one flight cannot land properly, and then they again run away. So then take off. So then this kind of things like always happen in the project. So project manager during implementation, he should be clear and she should be prepared for this kind of constraint. What is coming mandatory, operational and external, three types. Sometimes project team, some very active workers or the project managers, in downline of your project team member. He leave the project in the midway. This is also one of the constraint. To hiring somebody, it is also time-taking process. So these are the sometimes some political situation, sometimes the other social problems like corona, like these kind of things always comes. So these are the things the project manager during implementation will follow and will be keep his eyes what kind of things are happening, and accordingly he will make the some precaution and accordingly can adjust and readjust its activities during implementation. Generally, some of the key things we can measure for the key elements for the successful implementation. Traditional and value systems we have to follow. We have to give the respect to the community and the project beneficiaries. So that is very important, because if you do against the traditional systems and value system, cultures, all these things, that also hampers. But within this traditional knowledge and value system, if you capture in the project and incorporate, that also give a more success in the projects. Like example, in our bamboo projects in Uganda, the traditionally people don't harvest the bamboo whole the year, because there is a shooting system, shooting time and other times. So they do different times. So we have to give the respect. If you know some knowledge that we have to capture. Secondly, the value system, generally they don't cut the bamboo on Sunday. So we have to follow it that Sunday we should not go high and hot, because this is the values. We have to give the respect to the local value system and traditions. Techniques and structures, this is also one of the important part of the element of a successful project implementation. Generally what happen, the tradition techniques, what kind of things, because sometimes we have in our mind, but when we will go, you may not work. But this is the technique of the project manager and project management team, how to structure this thing and how to with the system, because traditionally the village has the headman system, panchayat, a local institution. These are the structure. So how to capitalize these structures in our projects, so for the better implementation, that will be also have to think, that can be also work as a key element for a success of the project. Test technology, sometime some new technology, or we call some proper technology, when we'll bring to the village, sometimes people accept easily, sometimes don't accept. It work, will accept. If don't work, sometimes that give the some negative result. So that also very important for the testing technology. When we test it, then it will be work, and that can be all of the success indicators of the project. Like example I am giving in our bamboo project in Kenya. We had a generally people raise seedling from the rhizome. The So that is very difficult to produce number of seedlings. But when we teach them how to do the seed, the seedling, for production of seedling in the mother nursery, from the branch cutting or from the seeds, then after that how to do the macro proliferation, so that you can get more and more seedling from the one seedling you get in a year, maybe 9 or 3 to 4 seedling. So that multiplication, when we give the test, people see and believe, and that local they accept it, and they are doing now. So these are the kind of test technology. Similarly, the making the charcoal, people make the charcoal from the cut of the whole bamboo. That is not economically benefited. But when we are using charcoal from the waste part of the bamboo, after making other product, so that waste convert to the wealth. So this is also one of the, and we make a small drum and make the charcoal. So people, this small technology can manageable for the community and small entrepreneurs and household enterprises. So that is the test technology, and they are doing. Like example, I'm giving another in people are doing the coloring of the bamboo sliver for buying the color from the market. So a big shopping mall, food color, and they are making coloring like yellow color. But this color can be made from the turmeric powder. So when we'll transfer and teach them, educate them how to do it, they are happy. In Ethiopia, there's a lot of coffee are making. So when they make the coffee, after that this waste they can make the sliver, boil it, they can get the coffee color. And this coffee color and coffee and turmeric mixed together, they can get another orange color. So these kind of small things, testing technology, are very encouraging for the smallholder farmers, as well as and that can be easily replicated. So this is the test technology. Degree of ownership, that is also build the ownership for the villagers of the communities and the farmers, smallholder farmers, and the SHG and the JLG, whoever they are in the village, for in the community for whom the project is implementing. So this is the degree of ownership will give the long-term sustainability of the project, and also the learning, and third is the benefit of the community for improve their livelihood and incomes. Strategic focus in planning, sometime we should not divert because road is straight. So because we prepare the project work plan. So in this planning we have to work, capitalize resources for replication, because in a village also there are a lot of knowledgeable people. Like example I am giving in this respect, because in our project we are mapping the bamboo. That bamboo is the homestead farms. because other bamboo, the government through different schemes and programs can map. But in a homestead farm, it is very difficult to map because they have the small bamboo clump, maybe quarter, more less than quarter hectares, maybe 2, 3 small clump. So that is very difficult to measure. So we involve to the local youth. We train the local youth. Everybody have now smartphone. So we develop a mobile app technology, and through this we train few people, and they are mapping. And result is very fruitful and result oriented. And you will be surprised. In a 1 week, we mapped around 200 hectares bamboo and covered 891 farmers in Ethiopia. So these are the basically capitalized resources for replication, and now they are replicating. The government also now interested, other agencies are now interested. So operations of the projects, this is also how smoothly operated. There is, of course, some problems will come. I highlighted even that something they control. That this is the one of the key element. Responsiveness, how we get the response from the government, from the donor, and also the community. Like whether this thing is replicating, whether donors is again coming for the refinancing of the project. Like example, I can give in Tripura. There is a project was started in KFW Bank and GIZ in I think it is in 2008, 7-8, and the project completed in 2015, mid of 15 or 16. But after that, in 18, again the new project started, 18, 19 or 20, 19 or 20. So this is the second page. So that means the responsiveness, responsive from the KFW German bank, as well the response of the got from the government, and also the financing it also came, and community also replicating. And this project best learning also replicating other states. So these are the key elements of the successful project implementation that done by a project generally done managed. So that is the very important part. So this is the first part, the project, how to implement, how to design. Now I can talk a little bit on the project monitoring. Project monitoring, basically the initiating, there is some phases. I also given some highlights in the previous part. The initiating when the project initiate, at the time of the concept note or PIN, project implementation, a project information note, or maybe when the design, and then planning. After planning, the project going to implement execution, then execution and closing, and there will be the during execution and closing, there will be the continuous monitoring of the project. So monitoring of the project will give the clear feedback how the project is moving, and what are the problem are facing. Regular feedback should come, generally comes from the community. So for our case, for the implementation field implementation, so accordingly the project team and project manager and project steering committee, also including the donor, sit together and redesign and for the not redesign, you can say revisit the activities for the adjustment for the better implementation. So what is the monitoring of a project? Generally the questions come. This is the collecting and analyzing the information on a regular basis to track progress against plan and to check compliances with established standards. Some project, they have the standards. They call some DAC criteria. There is a different criteria. The European project generally follow. World Bank have different standards to measure the collecting the information. So these are basically the purpose to how to collect the data. So you have to develop a lot of format. And nowadays the people are seeing the visibility. So generally the social media through GPS tracking, it is now also doing. through GPS tracking, and there is a Google through, there can also the internet through this kind of a offline, online monitoring system is also available. So this data generally they are coming, what is happening on the ground, because it is very difficult for a long, far away. So these are that is why monitoring is very important. When the data will collect, the project team sit with the donors and for the analyzing whether it is progressing well or is as per our budget, expenses, and the outcome and output. They will analyze, so that will give a clear feedback for the satisfaction of the donor as well as the objective of the government to implement the projects. An ongoing function that uses the systematic collection of the data on a set of indicators, because we know the project should fix the indicators every project. Just suppose this kind of a health project, so that, or maybe plantation projects. So there will be indicator 10,000 hectares new plantations on degraded land. So this is the indicators. And also 200 farmers, 2,000 farmers, how smallholder farmers will be involved in the plantations. Then management of the plantation, they will fix indicator. The 2,000 hectares plantation will be managed for the carbon sequestration. So, and 5,000 household will be involved, improved livelihood through projects. So these are the indicators. So 10 small enterprise will be set up, and 2 PPP partners will be engaged. So these are the indicators. So in the monitoring, they will have to check and cross-check whether it is going on or not, whether 5,000 hectares plantation done or not, whether it is progressing or not. So how we'll get if we will not monitor? So that monitoring is very, this information generally give through information system and management. So we can give to assess the result of the project. So monitoring, why? Then question is coming: why, what, and how? Why? Gap between plan and action and taking corrective action. So the project manager and project team will find out the gap. Where is the planning? Is there in any gap? Whether sometime when the project design, the expectation is very high. 50,000 household will be covered from the for the plantation. But when we go for the plantation, you may not achieve, because gap, because to plant the 50,000 hectares, we need 5 lakhs planting materials, seedlings. So it may not happen. Then action, then you have to take action. How to do? Because maybe you can reduce from 5,000 hectares to 4,000 hectares, or you can take action to increase the number of nurseries for increase the planting materials, and take a corrective action. You can take some action corrective, how to change, how to reframe this our log frame as per the log frame. Then what? Input and output in the logical framework, because what we develop, I told this is the heart of the project. So input output basis, you can think time, cost, and tax are very important input you can get. Why? Because something you develop plan, but something happened, like some election came, so your project activity is stopped. Cost, your cost you design maybe per example for plantation per hectare is 100 US dollar. Now the money devalued, so it increased by $150. So this is the cost. So then tax are very important input. Then you have to some project manager in your project team, you have allocate the task, so he is not able to achieve. So maybe you can reallocate to others. That is also important. Actual cost against budgeted amount. See what I explained few minutes back. And actual work against scheduled work. Suppose you want to construct a small health center or multi-purpose unit in a village. So that cost was different when you designed the project. So that time now after the maybe project approved after 3 years. Let's suppose in our case happened. One project is developed in 2016, 17. This project came last 2 years back. So but the budget at that time, what we requested, same budget they have given, but at present this cost is just double. So how to work? So that thing also will help in monitoring. So you can talk with the donor. That time the budget dollar cost was the 50, now is the 80. So how to reorganize, and that time we had a 50 numbers of trainings, skill trainings within this budget, but now we cannot do. So that is the budget price increase. Our price devalued 50%. So that maybe we can be calm down in the 25 or 30. So like this kind of information you can get through monitoring of the project. Then how we'll do? We have to do the monthly or quarterly review meetings, reviewing and updating. We call this is the technique of the tools called the PRT, program evaluation review technique. There is a how to break down your activities or some technique also. There are a lot of techniques you can see nowadays. Everything is on the research. So a lot of things are coming. CPM, they call the critical path methods, scheduling and Gantt chart. There are different tools are there. I can explain later on few things. So you can get nowadays you can show in the Google, there is a lot of literature is there. Even you can join part this course also. There are a lot of certificate courses are going on this particular part and chart cap this kind of a specific monitoring program. Earned value analysis, these are the few things you can get from the monitoring, and that is why we do monitoring. That the explanation is why, what, and how. So that this is the sum of the chart, how it is the part is doing the start. Then maybe have to define. They see this is the from here the start. Then you have to go for the tax 1, tax 2, tax 2, tax 3, and tax 4 like this. So this tax how you have to basically this is the breakdown. Suppose 1 month work 50 trainings example. This 50 training, how we will complete it? So maybe in a 3 days, 2 training, next week, you can do days wise, week wise, month wise. These are the basically then your task will be finished end. So you can achieve in your indicators. So in that way, you have to define to whom you will give. Maybe this one will give one implement project coordinator in under who is working, or implementing officer, who is working in the line. So in that way, you have to define that is the under the exclusively of the in the hand of the project manager and project management team in consultation with the donor who is monitoring the project from the donor side. So that can be done. This is also one of the tools in the project purpose. Then critical path method you also follow like this in that way, weekly basis, first week, second week, third week, how to do different activities. So that can be also get a picture in your monitoring. That can be also another tool. So step in designing a monitoring system. So nowadays there is internet system is here. So you have to develop a monitoring operational manual. Generally, for every project beginning, they start the project operational manual. They check the operation design, access capacity for the monitoring and evaluation. What are the capacities there? Generally, every project they hire a monitoring and evaluation officer. He generally keep the data, and also you have to build the capacity to your downline staff, because if you develop some format, field data collection, because you have to develop different format for different project purpose, like plantation one format. This format may not link not used for the training and training data or enterprise data. Hello, 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 hello.
Continue.
Some sound came, so I stopped. So capacity for the monitoring and evaluation, you have to build the capacity from the downline staff and the team. I can say the team, and plan for data collection analysis, how to collect the data. Nowadays, mobile apps are available for to collect the data. Every project nowadays following. And also this data when will come from the different corner of the project, so that you have to analyze. Prepare the monitoring in evolution plan and budget. That is also important. We have to prepare and also plan for reporting and feedback. That is the very important, because when you will collect the report, then report you have to make the donor, and this donor will give some feedback. This feedback we have to share to our team, project team. So this feedback will help us to further strengthen of the implementation capacity and deliverables. So feedback is very important. So these are the few systems generally work in the project monitoring, so that you have to design as per your local context. Everything may not be possible, but you have to develop as per the project resource and local context. These are basically the structure of the project logical framework linking monitoring and evaluation, because that have to link, because when your project will end up on the midterm review will come, the evaluator generally asks the logical framework. That is your that framework we should be linked with your monitoring system. So like here is the project goal. Measuring changes at the goal level require a long-term frame and is therefore dealt with by the evaluation. So that help to the evaluator. Purpose are the intended outcome being achieved. Then output will be our output leading to achievement of the purpose. What is the causing delay? Because maybe output not achieved. So that you have to fix some of your evaluation monitoring process, like something you can do through the field work, field visibility, then GPS mapping. So that different things you have to apply, because when this out some indicator, that fits with some of your references, that visible documents. Suppose skill training development, example 50 skill trainings. So what will be the reference document? Maybe your photos, trainings, enterprise development, number of enterprise registered under the district industry centers, number of suppose SHGs, so number of SHG linked with the bank. So the reference documents always ask for the monitoring purpose when the evaluation comes. Activities are activities being implemented on schedule within the budget, or unexpected result, or is there anything? What happened? Inputs are finance, personnel, materials available on time in the right quantities or quality. Both are very important, because sometimes we hire the people for the monitoring or implementation, mobilizer, some technical officer, when we'll hire, maybe not after that hiring him, when he basically go to on the ground, he or she may not deliver on time. So happening what should lead management to modify the operation implementation plan. So that also hamper in the thing. So that we have to develop in the logical framework, that should be linked with the monitoring format and monitoring process, that will help at the time of evaluation of the project. Monitoring process that will follow in the that line, you can see collecting informations. We have to collect the field information from the different channels through your field teams, on measuring and comparing. Then data sometimes comes, and that not actually there is some information sometimes happen. Generally, this is happen when you will gather all the information from different project site. When it will come, if you will collect together so that it will be compare. So compare is very important. Example I am giving in some of our place I was there where the monitoring process, they planted the plantation done. Sorry, formation of the self-help group. So different line departments they form the self-help group, but unfortunately in a one district they are evaluating the process, the monitoring the process in a meeting, but it comes that is the number of self-help group, all the females. So if you add all the females, particularly that particular area, there is not much that women as per the government data. If that is the compare. So there is some replication or duplication of the information. Sometime it happened because different line ministry when they report, so it happened like the same thing double counted. So when double or triple counted, so that is the will be the more. That always happens, so that you have to measure and compare. Assess and replan. You have to assess it whether it is really happened outcome, or if not, then you have to replan. So in this way, basically monitoring process generally going on and continued. So type of indicators, when you will monitor this thing, we have to fix some indicators. The border types, subtype, meaning and examples. Like example, final indicators, impact indicators, and outcome indicators. There are three things are there. There is some indicator, there is giving actually impact, like skill training. Number 500 people will be trained. So this is the outcome indicators. But when you will see the 5 PPP or 20 SMEs will be established. So this is the impact indicators. So they are out of these outcome indicators, there is impact is coming 5 SMEs. And after 5 SMEs, we want to see the PPP, private public partnership 2 or 1, like this. Then meaning effect of the dimension of the well-being and access to use of the satisfaction of the services. So this can also the meaning. An example here given literacy rate, enrollment, so that it is related to the a literacy program. So if you go for the like a plantation program, so you can see the how many hectares, how many farmers, number of farmers, there will be the how many percentage of the plantation increase. Suppose forest have the 1% plantation increase. So that is the basically impact indicators, and number of farmers enrolled and number of plantation died due to different reasons. Intermediate indicators, that are output indicators, as well the input indicators, goods and services generated in goods and services in terms of the knowledge product and capacity buildings, how many people developed, and financial and physical resources, how many the percentage of the money of the people can created employment, and how many machineries or small tools. These are the things being developed, so that when the evaluation will come, that can be also they cross-checked. Suppose example, we establish a common facility centers with the well-equipped machine and tools. So these are the things we can also see and visible, so that project manager can do in this project in that type when that fix the indicators. Purpose of the object of the planning and monitoring, that the planning how to do, prepare the work breakdown, that will be help us for our purpose. Because if you that I explained in the last 2-3 slides how to do it, and develop project schedule, that is the monthly, quarterly, so that will help to us then which month, because sometime some plantation want to do. So we need to the rainy season, which month will be the rain. So before rain, or we have to plant, because sometime some we plan in our project, the farmers are busy for the harvesting, so you may not get the people. If you want to go for a meeting or something, you not get. So that schedule. Maybe some religious festivals will come, so that time you may not get the people in the village. So community may not interested. So that schedule we have to prepare as per the local context and the area. Then monitoring, you can start the resources, budget and procurement and risk management. That is also one of the very important for the monitoring. That also partly applicable for the project implementation also. Risk management. Okay, what kind of risks will come in the project, quality control, communication and stakeholder management planning. That is also important for the project monitoring purpose. This is the monitoring that will also I also highlighted. There is a more deeply I am giving, enable the progress, highlights area for improvement in the design, because when you design the project, so that something may be missed out, so that we can include during our mid-course implementation. So that is the outcome of the bottleneck of the smooth implementation. That also we can do. Enable delivery of the high quality results we can get from the project monitoring. Quality, how we'll give the quality result, and mid course correction if it needed. We have to correct at the time, because something may not possible, because when the project design, that time situation was different and now the situation is different. So in that case we have to get help and things. So nowadays there is some tools. I told there is another tool we can also implement in the project for the project monitoring purpose. That is the PRA. It is also important. That is nowadays that will help to the build the ownership of the community and the project beneficiaries. So that PRA, RRA, PEEL, there are different tools are available, and you can use the project manager generally use as per the context. Suppose when the project manager will go to the field application, field visit, he can do some tools like generally, particularly for me, we use literally RRA, Rural Rapid Appraisal. So when we'll go to the field area, we can see at random visit, we can see, talk with the people, the monthly progress review, quarterly, midterm report, document and review, digital monitoring, WhatsApp and Twitter, what I already told. These are the things we can also use. Quarterly progress, we can QPR, midterm report, we also collect and document and review. This is also very important. Sometimes some documents come, some studies. Like example, in our previous project, we did lot of different studies. Like example, the enhancement of the incomes of the farmers through bamboo sustainable management. So this study done by third party. So we have to review and see, and accordingly we can also report. Similar way, the site species matching of the bamboo plantation. In suppose the country of Ethiopia, they have the different agroclimatic zone. So different agroclimatic zone, what kind of bamboo species will plant and perform well in terms of the survival and yield. So that study we did. So this is the documents. So this is also one of the monitoring, and that can be give the guidelines to the government and the line ministries, also other donors, how to replicate this process. Digital monitoring like WhatsApp, Twitter, social media platform. This is also coming on. You can see this is one of the project I work in Northeast India. So this is the mission of Savalambon supports any village artisan through skilling and tool kits, training utensils to village society. So they tag with the Prime Minister's office. So like this kind of things we can also nowadays is happening, and people are trusting these things. They really something is happening, because the visibility are more important for the donor and also of the line ministries and of the project managers. This is some of the format. It is for the you can develop for the for the monthly progress report that you can design as per the project manager basically design and develop in consultation with the donor, because the donor have some objective. He needs some information in the project, what kind of a format will be developed, and this format when we developed, then generally at a ground level, which also do in the bilingual language, because sometimes people could understand. So this target, this is the generally sample. This is sample. It can be done by the in consultation with the donor as well as the project team and the project manager and the monitoring and evaluation officers or managers, whatever may be. See, sometimes they call the director, project monitoring director. It depends upon the project size and volume. Then that will be maybe director planning and director monitoring and evaluation. Every project they keep. Under him, there will be 2-3 more officers. Then it will go to the down. So there are two things they can see basically in the projects. One is the physical progress and achievement, and the financial progress or achievement. Because this is the project manager, because there is some term generally used. This is the blowing time. So that project manager is blowing. Boiling time. So that when the achievement target, sometime it should be matched with the budget utilization. Sometime happen in one of our project, they achieved, but money not spent. He is showing the achievement more than 60%. Budget is he utilized 30%. So from where this another 30% fund came? So 50% fund. So it should be matched with the budget as well as your achievement. That is the outcome, output along with your budget. So it should go parallelly, not like this. No money utilized, but achievement is done. Money utilized, but no achievement, vice versa. So so that you have to check. So the target will have to set, target reach, target in progress, challenges, and learning. These are the few things generally we use, but it is depend upon the project team and the donor and also the government, what kind of information they want to get from this project implementation. So in this monitoring format, monthly progress report, they have to set of this thing in their format. Financial same, the budget allocated, budget utilized, convergence and or co-fundings. Sometimes that information also need, because always the donor projects, they need the contribution and the partnership, so that how much contribution done by the partners of the beneficiaries. So suppose in a project they spend allocate is 100 USD, maybe 60% by the donor, 30% from the partners, by maybe government, that and the remaining 10% from the community. So when you will collect the data in the monthly progress report, in particular activities, how much is money spent, fund is spent from the different partners. So that you have to design your format so that data can come and you can match and report to the government as well as the donor. Your total of the budget, this much percentage you are, and sometimes happen donor money spending, but government money not allocating, or partners beneficiary or the others not contributing. So how to do? So then that can be you can redesign and in a project, and also in a meeting on the review will come. You can give your instruction or the suggestion to your downline project team. You now actually partners contribution not coming, government contribution not coming. So you have to, that is the help we get from the monitoring, financial monitoring of the projects. Examples I am giving, and in my last projects, there is a project was 10 million. So around 6 million from the donors, sorry, 4.5 or close to 5 million from the donor, another 5 millions 2 million from the beneficiaries, 3 million from the government. So I took every quarter some data, some the government information, how much you contributed from this project. So when we add all these things, it is not coming to as per the commitment of the government. So then we also sit with the government in a meeting. Then they agreed and they reallocate their internal budget for the projects. So if you don't monitor regularly, so we may not get the financial progress, how it is moving. So at the end of the day, when the project will close, so that data will come to the government. Donor generally they ask. So when they ask, so when we will add all these things, so they can review it, what the commitment was there from the government and donor and the partners, it match or not, it work or not work. If didn't work, what is the reason not work? So that we have to, the next project, there should be some readjustment or something can be do. So that monthly progress report, financial as well as the physical, will give us a clear picture for the project, and it help us for monitoring. This is the quarterly progress report. There is another things. That was the monthly basis. It will come from the 3 months wise, every quarter. So that also we can get the data from information, some parameters, but other parameters can be set by the project manager, project team, and the donor in their consultations. But overall, what we do the parameters, the physical and financial progress generally we take in a quarter. Every quarter we allocate suppose $10,000 out of in a one project field. So out of 10,000, how much is spent done? So maybe 8,000 done. So next quarter will be the allocation will be the 15,000. So 2,000 already there in that office. So that I will give the 13,000 budget for this quarter, because 30,000 and 22,000 is that outstanding. So in total 15,000. So that finance department, they need this information, how to allocate the budget. Otherwise, sometimes they dump the budget and there is no activities, or vice versa. There is a planning, but there is no budget. So that is the fund flow is very important, because this is like a flow of the blood in our human body. If there is a problem in the blood circulation, so we may get heart attack. Similarly, project will also get heart attack. Though that is also very important. Then a specific achievement, whether project did something very special, sometime happen like a new thing came that was not planned in the project. So that specific achievement can be replicated in the other part of the COSA project. Deliverables, what are the deliverables is going on as per our plan or not, or bottleneck, what are the bottleneck challenges we are facing in the projects, this bottleneck can how to overcome. So these are the report we can give the QPR, quarterly progress report, because sometime the donor organize meeting quarterly basis. So this monitoring report, quarterly monitoring report, will give a overview how the project is progressing. So the monitoring officer or monitoring director can fix some parameters, what kind of information he needs, he is collecting from the field for strengthen or improvement of the project's activities. Secondly, mid-term review. This is also the generally done by the external evaluator and sometime project team also, maybe donor. So this evaluation will give the halfway of the project, what are the achievement was there, whether we are allocating progressing as per the project target achievements. So these are the some parameters. See the target as per the design the project. The suppose number of trainings, example number of hectares land in the literacy program, then another health program is another. It depends upon the project to projects, what type of nature of projects. Any specific change is required in the projects, so that midterm review will recommend. Linkages with the stakeholders, what type of linkages are there with the different line ministries, line department. Any other intervention, something taken by the project. Rebudgeting, that also come. Taken up new activities, whether another sometime happen. Example I am giving in my last projects. We did the morphology and phenology studies of a project in Ethiopia only. So what are this is the scientific studies, that is the identification of the bamboo that introduced in Ethiopia, some exotic species. So that is done in Ethiopia only, but when the project design at that time, it is only activities for the Ethiopia. But when our midterm review came, or we had a project steering committee. That project steering committee members from the all different countries, including the donor. So the Netherlands Dutch ministry. So that Dutch ministry, then some of our project partners from the Ethiopia, Kenya and Uganda, they raised, because this study also important for Kenya and Uganda. So the budget should be reallocated, some budget from other activities, so that additional budget will not be provided by the donor, but some other budget line you have to cut and you have to readjust. And we need the study for Kenya and Uganda, and we did it. So this kind of taken up new activities. So that always happen in the project, because in a development project, always trial and test new activities. Case studies, that also very important, that can come in the midterm review. So I already mentioned that during the project implementation, this kind of case studies always documented. Like our case, I'm giving example. There is a women-led nursery development in Kenya. NCPP model charcoal enterprises. These are the cases are available in online. If you go, you can get it. Similar, every project should produce some case studies as a learning. Then replication, we call the scale up and scale out, how it is going on. That is also do in the midterm review. The midterm review evaluator always recommend these are the good practices can be replicated. These are the things can be minimized and readjust the project activities as per earlier plan. So these are the midterm review. Then some activities also you have to do for the meeting and documentation. Here, that is then at village level, you have to organize the meeting, state level, video documentation and case studies. That is also very much important for the documentation purpose. Because at the end of the day, the paper will speak. Because if you organize some trainings, some activities, some exposure visit, so that can be documented and through different process, so that that will also help. The documentation is a part of one of the monitoring, is a good evidence of the project implementation. Critical challenges, generally a project, when we collect the data, implementation, all these things, we face some challenges. Number one, at the time of the monitoring, indicator or definitions. Sometimes happen how to define these indicators. There is some things can come. This is the example I am giving in my projects. There is a thing was there. There is a 600 metric ton of the carbon sequestration in the projects. 600 metric ton. The project will sequestrate the carbon. So how to measure? That is not defined properly, because it has written there the bamboo plant.
Sir, please move to the previous slide, sir. Back to the previous.
Let it complete.
Okay.
Let it complete,
So,
then we'll come back again.
This is the then critical challenges. Then like 600 metric ton of carbon sequestrations. How will measures? But there is no clear definition. But project indicator was there: 500 bamboo plantation, new area of plantation, 500,000 hectares sustainable management, and 20,000 household will use the cook stoves for cooking clean energy. So these are the things are there, but it was not clearly defined how to measure this carbon. So these are the like the indicator, but not clearly defined. The per cook stove, how many kilogram carbon can sequestrate. So this depend upon the, you have to take the background literature that help you to justify the carbon sequestration. But we did it like how we justify. I giving you the example when the evaluator asks these questions at the end of the final evaluation. The 1 hectare bamboo plantation can sequestrate 20 metric ton of carbon. So 5,000 hectares, that means 10 this much metric ton. So that you have to justify. So data source, what is the source? This is the data source I told. Method, data collection, how you are collecting the data. Frequency, data collection frequency, monthly, weekly, quarterly. Data analysis plan, how to analyze, that is the typical some statistics knowledge is important. Plan for evaluation, how to do. Plan for the reporting using scaling up, scale out the activities, those are the good thing, and closing of the projects. So these are the things that monitoring types. Generally, we also told the traditional monitoring, performance monitoring, impact monitoring, qualitative monitoring, and quantitative monitoring. These are the few types of monitoring are there on there. Is depend upon the donor requirement. Yeah, what kind of monitoring they needs, and they are designing. So so these are the monitoring types. Characteristics of good performance indicators. When you will develop the project indicators, then you have to also dig valid, reliable, useful for the management, adequate, timely, and practical. These are the few things you have to think when you develop a monitoring indicator. Some is the reliable. What is the reliability of this information you get from the field? But second thing, you need the timely, because you're reporting timely on the, suppose if you are collecting monthly report, then that report should come on 25th of every month. That is timely. And practical, something we design and we give to the data collection, not practical. So that we have to think that when you design the indicator in the your monitoring format. Precautions you have to take, definitely avoid broad statement, like sometime very big thing that is not possible and feasible. Identify target for change, that is also very important. You have to take the precaution. Study the activities and strategy. You have to take, be inclusive and be selective. These are the few precautions you have to take at the time of designing the monitoring format and collecting the in-field information as a being a project monitoring manager or project manager. These are the something when you will do the monitoring in a documenting how to do the that should be formative, accurate pictures of the project progress through concise and relevant information should come. Consistent, coherent information throughout the project. Consistency should be followed, and project-wise implementation of project rather than of the partners' activities. So these are the few things you have to document a regular basis for the project, for monitoring, and also good implementation for the benefit of the partners and benefit of the donors, to satisfaction of the donors, and also the further replication for and replicate scaling out, scale up or scale out of the basic activities and good practices. I think this is final. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. We are here.
Yes, yes, sir. So this is the overall of the project implementation
Thank you,
and,
sir. Thank you.
and monitoring for the perspective of a basically I am the one of the practitioner. So feel for my limited knowledge, I share. What is this? Okay. How to out? Stop sharing. Cancel.
Okay. Now,
Can you close
yeah,
from your
if you have
side?
any question, you can ask.
So, on the tools planning and monitoring concept, you have talked about PRN and RRA. I don't have an idea about the field. What is this? PEEL. Yes, sir.
You are muted, Salim. You are muted.
Oh. I think-
Okay. There is a question. What is the full form of PEEL? PEEL.
Okay. PEEL is basically some tool we use participatory exercise and exercise for learning. I can write somewhere maybe.
In the chat box.
Okay. Where is the chat box?
Right side.
Here.
Where you are,
Okay.
where you are
I got.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay.
there are many names related to participants. Different people used to even there is a term called PLA, participant learning and action. Generally,
Yes.
after learning, most of the practitioners they used to do when we as academician we make a research that participatory learning, the practitioner may start from that the participatory learning and action. So this is one sort of question. Nowadays, it is coming to the academic arena also as a action research. So most of the cases, the research, what university people are doing, now people are changing their thing and the concept of research now this changes into action research. So participatory action, learning and action. So PEEL also has, participating. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Exercise, evaluation and learning. So that is one of the tools, but mainly from the PRA things.
Basically, it is also one of the PRA tools, but sometime when the development professional or consultant, they want to give some new names. It is like this. When new people are here, when you will also be a professional, there you have also developed some new tools. It is always there.
Thank you, sir. I have never come across this terminology. That's why I have asked. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other question?
If they have any question, anything, if you later on, they can also write through you and you can forward me. But there are a lot of learned people are here, so they know the better of the, but it is also the When you are in the field, then you can learn.
Arindam Rai Chaudhary and Vishwajit Harish Banga. So, Arindam Rai Chaudhary, you can ask the question. Arindam Rai Chaudhary? Yeah, please.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I go through the total program. That's very beautiful. And I'll again study the matter. And if there will be any question, I'll ask later on, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Any other? Sandhya, madam? Sandhya Kastri?
Sir.
That time, yeah, that time you are asking some question.
No, sir. I just wanted to go back to the slide. Now it's clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Everything was well explained during these presentations, sir.
Yeah,
No doubt.
he is a very, because he is a practitioner, and not only practitioner with academic interest, like just opposite to me, academic with a practitioner. But
Yeah,
he is just reverse.
sir,
So that
yeah, he explained very well, sir.
his articles are always a very enriched article, and it's a what is the ground reality. He always come out with this. Any other? So basically,
Yes, sir. I have a question.
please,
May I
please.
ask, sir?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sir. I just wanted to know how many times monitoring and evaluation to be done for a particular project. Is there any dedicated time or dedicated type required the monitoring and evaluation done, or anyone can? It depends upon the project manager or implementing agency.
Lalit.
See, it depends upon the project team and of the donor. But generally, there is a monthly monitoring is there. Every month they can collect the data from the field, because otherwise you don't know what is happening on the ground. So the project manager, generally they collect the monthly, and also that is the quarterly from the review, and also there is a mid-term review, maybe in the project lifetime will be the one, and end project. So monthly monitoring and quarterly monitoring is a continuous process. Otherwise, you will get lost. What is happening? Like one plane, if you take off, if the radar system not monitor where it has gone, then what will happen? So similar way, you have to be put in a radar, where it is going, which country is crossing, if it is international plane, then you can encourage. So it will be a continuous process. But it depends upon the project team and the donor interest.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, another question from my side. Is it required to do third-party monitoring and evaluation, or we can do for internally as well?
See, it is depend upon the donor how they design the projects. But if it's the European projects from the IFAD, World Bank, all, then they need the third-party evaluation, monitoring. So because I, as internal people, I may manipulate something, but so that the donor depend of the third party's views, like in a judiciary, because they need of the some witness. So he give the statement, based on that the judge take the decision. So judgment. So similar way, the donor generally dependent and satisfied with their third party evaluation. Even see, sometimes they follow different things also. Like in my project, last project we had, but the project was in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Uganda. But there is a clear instruction from the Dutch ministry that the evaluator should not be from those three countries. So it should be outside of the region or outside of the country. So we hire for someone from the Europe. This is also there. I think you got the answer. You are
Yes,
happy.
yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So monitoring and evaluations can be done in the initial stage of project, or Only the mid or final stage of project.
No, because your when that first month project will start, you will start your monitoring. Otherwise, you will get lost. So maybe I also forget something to say that when the project is start, we develop a baseline data. What is the initial stage of the project? Maybe I miss out or I told like I couldn't
That we have
remember.
already discussed.
So then you have to start monitoring. Report it should come every month because you are spending. But what is happening if you don't know, then how the finance manager will release your money for the project. So you have to do very initial stage, very beginning when you will on the first month of the project. And mid-term review, we can do one of the whole of the project cycle, maybe in the mid. That is why I call the mid-term. If it is a project is 4 years, that will be after 2 years. If the project is 5 years, 2.5 years, you have to do the mid-term review. And you have to take the quarterly report because the finance department generally release money quarterly basis. So they need the quarterly expenditure and release of the fund and expenditure. So they match. Then if there is a over expense, then you have to put more money. Why? You have to also responsible for the finance also. Because project manager not only responsible for the activities, implementing activities, he's also responsible for the money, how we are spending in proper way or not. Yes, sir.
fact,
I think you are.
The
Yes.
Vishwajit, in fact, monitoring is a continuous process throughout the project. When it will be there, it's a
Okay, sir.
continuous process. It may be that even day to day. It depends on your things. Say, for example, if you have your child, they are studying in the school, right? So there is an exam in the school. When they are entering, there is an entrance test, which Salim just told that before starting is like a baseline, how your kid knows those things or not. Then after admission, there is a half yearly exam or the semester exam. These are the things. And after that, the end exam, the semester of the final exam, right? The evaluation on that, whether he will go for the or she will go for the next level or not. But at home, you are doing what you are doing every day. You are monitoring whether your children are doing or not. What is the thing? Even the health, not only education, whether the health is okay or not. Everything you are monitoring, right? How much involved in mobile and other things, all those things, whether they are playing or not. So monitoring is a continuous process. Either it's a from the inside, like you as a parent, or maybe the outside as a teacher, they can do. They are there. So, but the project monitoring and evaluation, the slight difference. What obviously next day I'll take on evaluation, project evaluation. So when it is a concurrent evaluation, then monitoring is almost similar. But when it's a go as a formative evaluation and the summative evaluation, then we will come as the impact another, which will be end of the project. So what Salim project is working there. So after completion of that, this thing. So we'll come with those things. But yesterday, Dr. Shiladitya Chatterjee also used the term evaluation. That evaluation is basically formative evaluation. When somebody is submitting a proposal, then also the proposal is being scrutinized and evaluated. Then it's called the formative evaluation. But what Salim is trying to tell that it's even the summative evaluation when the project is completed. But within the project, when it is coming, then it's a concurrent evaluation. So monitoring and concurrent evaluation almost synonym. It is coming there, but time to time. So midterm assessment also part of the monitoring, you can say. So when the project is running, what kinds of time you use? But this is basically monitoring. So monitoring is a chance when if there is need any corrective measurement. As Salima several times was telling, that is the cost overrun or time overrun. You can make there is a chance to correction, right? So that you can reach to your goal. But when the project is completed, then it's only the evaluation, the impact evaluation, those days, it will come later. Right? Clear?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, sir.
Mr. Anwar has asked the question. Salim, Anwar He is
Thank you
basically from
so much.
Bangladesh, but he is right now
Sir,
doing his PhD in Malaysia.
okay, sir. Thank you so much. And also thanks, Selim sir, for your brilliant presentation regarding project monitoring and evaluation. So this is my not a question, my observation. That is when you are going to monitoring is very important for any development project, small project or mega project. It's a continuous process as far as possible. I know that. But when you will make midterm evaluation or final evaluation, then definitely you will call for a third party. As far as possible, I know that because your project you cannot evaluate. So I have seen from my several times, definitely you will make an advertisement to the paper or any other things, request for proposal for midline survey or inline survey. So majority, in some major cases, I have seen those organization don't have any experience regarding research or evaluating the project, research project, development project. They are getting the consultancy service. They are getting the work for project evaluation. So in these cases, what do you think? So how it is what I will say, it will be applicable to evaluate the midterm or final term in-term evaluation, and definitely arising the question biasedness or unbiasedness. So just this is my query and observation, not question. Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. Basically, it generally not happened. But if it is happening, so there is this is not really evaluation or more for the project.
Malpractice.
General malpractices, best appropriate word is malpractices. That is happening. So in this connection, there is some evaluation group, European evaluation group, African evaluation group. Then there is also Asian, some group are also there.
IDI is
So-
also there. International Development Evaluation Association.
Yes,
They are
there are a lot of there, and they follow the strict rules if it is there. So if you raise the complaint to this authority, so they can take action for the
Correct.
donor. Because generally what happens, for particularly for my experience I am sharing, basically when you are going for the hiring a consultant, you have to develop a TOR, terms of reference. This TOR you have to share with the donor, whether their donor perspective is meet out or not. In that TOR, you have to clearly mention the qualification experience of the evaluator, or that can be done by individual evaluator or firm, what you mentioned. Then they will submit their proposal. Then you have to evaluate internally to whom we will take as per their norms. There is a different norms you have to select as per their experience, financial bidding, all these things, finance as well as their technical experience. Both of them, then you have to prepare the cost-based system. There is 2-3 methods are there. Then again you have to share to the donor. We got all this, and out of this is the person and his background. And nowadays this is very easy to cross-check their background, because if I apply for evaluator, so I have to, and sometimes we ask, because when they provide the curriculum vitae or CV, that is they can manipulate lot of things they can give. But when you ask, you did some evaluation, so share the report. So some people, they are genuine, they will share you, and some people they didn't share. It happened with us, so we reject him, although her quotation and all this thing was very less, and technically he get the contract, but we didn't give. But it depends upon how you are also transparent. But sometimes you happen, if
Yes, yes.
you are my good friend, I want to give you job, so how to do it?
Sir,
So
sir.
according-
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
This
that is-
point, this point I'm sharing with you from my experience, from my part, from my side. I have seen. So they are going to negotiation. There is no accountability. There is no transparency. So I don't know the organization. I have not ever seen the name of the organization, but they are getting the services. They are getting the work. I have seen.
no,
So,
there
so consultancy is 40 lakh.
you are-
Consultancy is 40, 50 lakh, but they're getting the percentage. They're getting the commission. So
It
you
is- see, it is-
project
it is-
your project is going to be that organization or that NGO consultancy
It is-
services.
it is
So with
depend
due
upon
respect,
the-
sir, with due respect. Okay.
Ah,
Thank you, sir.
so
Thank you so much.
It
Thank
is
you so
also everywhere. If okay. Yes, sir.
Dr. Reddy? Dr. Srinivasan Reddy? You have put it a question. Salim, have you gone through the question? What are the...
Yeah, I think you are the PRA expert, so you can reply.
No.
What are the methods for assessing the validity and reliability of in PRA? You
No,
can share.
In fact, the first letter is the participatory. It itself is a validity and reliability. When you are involving the people, but if you have the participation through manipulation, manipulation everywhere. But Anwar was telling that even if you are going to make an evaluation and also you are manipulating the who will be the organization who will talk in favor of me, then there is no meaning of doing the evaluation. It's just a sake of evaluation. You have to do that. PRA tools, most of the cases is basically when we apply that, if you are concretely you are thinking on the academic point of view and you are going on that way, then there is obviously some doubts because that it is the involvement of people's participation. So the degree of involvement in the people in your research, the participatory rural appraisal, it depends on. But what actually the meaning of that? It is not the validity or reliability. Because what is the village problem? Are you going to make any statistical analysis? For why? If the villagers are thinking that this is the village problem, then that is the problem. Well, that's enough. No need of any percentage of these, no, nothing else. If the villagers together, because it is their village, we are from outsider. Whatever it may be the researcher, whatever your background, we are from outsider. So villagers know that what to be done for their betterment of the villager. So their suggestion, that there is no question of validity or reliability on that, because they are asking for a culvert and you are going to make a pond as per your statistical data. But it is not that thing. Rather, we are doing wrong. If the villagers are looking for culvert, then it is okay. If their realities are nothing to assess whether it's a wrong or right. But majority of the villagers, but while you are making a discussion, you have to sure that there will be proper representative of the people. If the representative of people are not, then there will be obviously the question will come, right? And that's why when you are going to make a PRA, properly you have to make the environment where people can participate and give their opinion. It's not that something is going to hide and seek again. Because why you are doing PRA? You are doing PRA for the betterment of that particular village, right? So villagers are, they have knowledge, they are acquainted with the problem. It is not from the outside. What we used to do is the statistical data, this ANOVA method, this method, that method, which is no reality at all. It's a good for paper writing and other. But if you go to the village level, when you have to implement the project, so villagers' opinion is the most important. That is the validity, that is the reliability. Dr. Reddy, is it okay for you?
Yes, sir. Okay, I got it, sir. I got it. See, why I put this question,
Yes, yes.
most of the projects, when we go for the PRA, in fact, I did 2 PRAs. So in those 2 villages, what I observed, the people's participant representation. So majority of them are, dominant caste. They participated and they wanted to do whatever they wish to do it, sir. So there was a
Correct.
lacking in, there was lack in, women participation, and then needy people's participation. So that is why I put these questions, sir.
No, you are correct. And this is happening. Most of the cases, even in the Gram Sabha and other, most of the cases is the participation in manipulative. And it happened to that almost every state, the political parties grab the thing. So even the participatory rural appraisal, we are doing a participatory rural appraisal in Bangladesh also. And there we found that somebody was trying to make the village map and other, but intentionally he has prepared the village map wrongly, right? Later
And
we
that's what
realized,
there are many people, many times, sir. See, what
yeah,
the reality is not existing, sir. They said, no, it's not like that. What you have done
no,
is wrong. So this is how
yeah,
it has to be. That is they're suggesting.
no, yeah. Actually the thing is that the basic thing of rural development or doing rural development, basic thing is that how best you can make the rapport. Rapport building is important.
Yeah, that is true, sir. That is true. I agree with you. I agree with
See,
you.
if I am entering to your home and if I ask you the first question, what is your income? What is your expenditure? Tell me, will you share that thing?
Okay.
I mean, why you will share? This is unnecessary. You have to understand also that we are from that outsider, right? They are the villagers, and we are asking these kinds of, bogus question, which is to fulfill our research. But why they will share their income, their personal things, personal everything? Why they will tell, right? So for that, it is important is how best you can create the rapport with them, so that they will be easy, feel easy to share their information when they accept you that yes, you came there to for their development. Then we will say, for example, what we feel when I went to in the Salim project, but I found that he has a tremendous rapport building in the field. Everybody, right, from outside, from the place, from Tripura and West Bengal, he is there in Africa days after days, and everybody. So it is not the project management, but how Salim is managing with his beautiful smile there, right? The language may be barrier, there may be thought may be barrier, culture may be barrier, but he is managing and managing excellent project. It's such a big project, lot of impactful project. So it is that the best thing is that he has the quality, not only the managerial quality or typing or presentation or report writing or that, but he has very good rapport building with the connecting with the villagers. So villagers, they always accept, yes, Selim sir has came from outside and he came here to do something well. That is the best way to do the rural development, right? It is not that what degree we have and these, but that rapport building when you are going to the village. So PRA exercise entirely depends on the success of the PRA exercise, depends on how best you can connect with the people so that people can share their information. Right? So thank you once again. If you have any 1 or 2 questions, because already 8 o'clock exactly we have finished that thing. So if you have 1 or 2 small thing, you can tell. Otherwise, Salim is also today Sunday. It is a rest day, but anyway, he is always a good friend of me and is a part of GFSRD also. And he has very good attachment with this issue. So whenever we get chance, we try to reciprocate each other. So whenever he used to call me, we are there. I am there. Whenever I used to call, so we are growing up together, and that is important. So is everything okay? Then let us allow Salim to take some rest, and if something is there, we'll come in the WhatsApp group. And We'll share Selim presentation. The recording is also there. Recording presentation as well as the transcription we'll share. Thank you. Thank you, Selim. Dr. Selim Raja. Thank you very much. Hey, you are muted. You are muted. You are muted.
Thank you very much for all of you. You are very learned people are here, and this is the way to develop the human resources. So maybe some people will be one of the good project manager and a monitoring evaluation officer. In future, we can see we are lot of people are here. We'll keep touch. This is the era of the social media and internet. We can even not meet it physically, but we can meet virtually anywhere, any place, any. This is the global world and global village. So thank you very much, and
Thank
hope
you,
to
sir.
see you physically in future. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Professor Jayanto Chaudhary, for giving me the opportunity, and also the our all the beloved participants. Thank you very
Many
much.
thanks, sir. Many
Thank
thanks.
you.
And very soon we are coming with the support of Selim. We are coming to launch a international certification course on bamboo, because the knowledge and he has the expertise in this field. We told that it should be a concrete short duration course on bamboo related. We are coming very shortly, and we are
Thank you.
preparing on that so that it can be useful to all of you. And if you are interested, because bamboo is, earlier we thought the bamboo is some decorative or some domestic application, but now bamboo has gear up and it become a industry, as well as that trying to cope up with the climate change, the global issue of climate change. Bamboo is for that. Bamboo is for poverty alleviation. So many things are there. So from the household, domestic, tradition, those what has gone. Now bamboo is a more smarter thing, and they are coming, and that's why Salim and me, we are thinking to start a short duration course or launch a short duration course in this platform, and that will be a global need for that. So very shortly. Thank you, Salim, once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll
Thank
meet.
you.
We'll
Thank
meet
you.
again. Thank you. You can leave that. Good. Okay, so almost we came to the monitoring. Lot of tools he has already mentioned, particularly the progress report, midterm report. Those are things, not chart, as well as the logical frame analysis he tried to touch, and logical frame analysis and other. If you need something more elaboration, we can do that. And this 3 week journey, and somebody was asking about the assignment. The project proposal is very simple way. The project proposal, if you can make that, that's why we have not made that is a compulsory. We told that, but if you can make that, it will be good for you. That and if you can make a proposal, the proposal may be any type. It may be implementation project. If you are from the academic background, you can make a research project also. Those things are available in the format of research proposal is available. But if you are interested, then I can share the format. Because most of the cases, the proposal, the format of the proposal are depends on the funding agencies. So who are looking for, say, if it is a research proposal, so what kinds of research proposal they are looking for the things. But there are obviously some basic things, and also there is a called the term the DPR, detailed project report. So most of the cases the DPR, and somebody was asking that yes, within these few days it may not be possible to prepare a detailed project report or the entire research proposal. So you can think on that, whether you will come out with this proposal, and that will make some value addition to your certificate and other. Another thing is that last we will go for the assessment. The based on this entire course, we will give you some 50 questions, and this, and it is with the expectation that at least you will get 40% for that. But generally in other places, if it is less than 40%, we generally don't share any certificate. But as it is already prepaid, as we mentioned that you have paid for that, So we'll do. I can see that almost 200 registration, but only 60, 70 people are coming. Uh, uh, because it is not that learning is important, rather certificate is important. I don't know. I could not understand. Anyway, so we are trying that the pick people in our team from who are the best dealing with those things. Like it came to the Siladitya Chatterjee, who are the Asian Development Bank, who generally used to make a lot of appraisal of the research project. I mean, not research project, appraisal of the project, either central government or state government or various in different countries. They are submitting projects to Asian Development Bank, and that is there. Similarly, we requested Dr. Salim Reza, who is from that INBAR. Again, it's an international organization where he is looking after big projects there, and they were completely different projects. So I requested him to, because he is the best manager. And similarly, we requested Tapas Ranjan Chakraborty. Tapas Ranjan Chakraborty is also working as a head of the senior project manager. So those are, they are the project manager. So you can learn from those. The best way to learn from there. And he is heading the climate change project in BRAC. BRAC, you know, that was one of the biggest NGO. Not one of the biggest NGO. It's called the biggest NGO. So how that I know a lot of people here who are also working in various NGOs. You can get that how the international organization, they are doing those things in a different ways. So how they are managing different stakeholders. And similarly, I invited to this research firm, that Center for People and Environment, Mr. Rana came, and Rana was discussing about that how to form a research project or the project proposal, so that you can learn how to project proposal, what the funding agencies are looking for the proposal and other thing, and rest of the thing offered, and to identification of project and planning. Uh, uh, Abena told about that thing, and I was looking for obviously my colleague and my student, Dr. Rajav Dep, who is also a very good, not only good academician, but as a practitioner, as an auditor and other. So I thought that he will be there to that, but because of some problem, he could not join. Again, we are trying, maybe the next uh, week we will get that. And in the meantime, apart from that evaluation, I am going to invite one of my colleagues from National Institute of Rural Development. He is the IT chef, and he is going to share that how the information technology can help, what are the open source software available for project management. He is going to share all those things in the next day. And next, obviously, I am there overall to make, as I used to do a lot of evaluation research, and I will try to share the different methods of evaluation, what are the meaning of evaluation, evaluation, as Salim was talking, and this evaluator is also a career option. A lot of organization nowadays, World Bank, they have initiated Global Evaluation Initiative, GEI, where I am also part of that. Then there is a call in Colombo. I don't know anyone from Sri Lanka. He is here. From Colombo, the Sri Lanka also there is an organization called Community of Evaluators. They are also doing fantastic work, and they are part of that. There are many more other international organizations are there. American Evaluation Association. Then, so the many more organizations are working on the field of evaluation, and when sometimes implementation and monitoring are clapped together, sometimes monitoring and evaluation. There are many projects are there where monitoring and evaluation officer there for ME officer, MNE officer. So evaluation, I will talk on that evaluation, and then the last day we'll go for, if something required, we'll try to consolidate, or then we'll go for the assessment of your learning. If you think that 8th December it's a problem for you to go for assessment, then you can opt for any day, next any day, maybe at least 4 or 5 days you can take some preparation. In the meantime, we'll share all the PPTs and the thing. So if you opt that you will give your exam or the assessment, MCQ is a small assessment next week. Then this is also okay, no problem. We can do that, and based on your score and other, we will provide you certificate with a great this thing, and that will be there. Maybe up to, if you can give us in the 7 days time, so that we can email you all the certificate, because our team will verify your payment and other things, whether there is any gap or anything. Then we'll do. Okay, dear sir, please paste the format for project proposal. It will be really very there. Okay, that I'll do. I'll do, and we'll make it. So with this, thank you very much for today. And if you have any issue, we can take it in the group also. No problem. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night, sir.